In the bustling cosmopolitan heart of Earth's capital city, humans and extraterrestrials mingled with an ease that belied the turbulent history of first contact. Skyscrapers of glass and pulsating alien alloys towered over ancient ivy-covered buildings, creating a patchwork of the old and the new. Among this vibrant urban tapestry worked Mila, a young human woman with a passion for interstellar relations. Her job at the Galactic Integration Office was not just a career, it was a calling. Mila's day started like any other, with a steaming cup of jasmine tea and a brisk walk through the holographic gardens that connected her apartment complex to the metro station. The city was alive with the sounds of various languages, both human and alien. However, this morning carried a peculiar tension in the air, a static charge of anticipation that Mila couldn't quite place. As she swiped her ID to enter the towering office building, a flicker of unease danced up her spine. Today was the day she was to meet her new team members, 3 Zeltronians, a species known for their advanced technology and, unfortunately, their haughty demeanor. The integration program aimed to foster collaboration across species lines, but whispers of Zeltronian elitism had filtered through the office grapevine, leaving Mila apprehensive. The elevator dinged open on the 34th floor, releasing Mila into the stark, modern aesthetic of her office. The walls were embedded with interactive screens displaying galactic news, and the air hummed with the low buzz of alien tech. She made her way to the conference room, her heart thrumming with a mix of nerves and excitement. Seated around the oval table were her new coworkers, 3 Zeltronians distinguished by their shimmering silver skin and piercing blue eyes that seemed to flicker with internal light. Their expressions were unreadable as they turned to appraise her, their movements fluid and unnervingly synchronized. "Good morning, I'm Mila," she greeted, extending a hand that hovered uncertainly in the air as none of the Zeltronians made a move to reciprocate. "Greetings, human Mila," the one in the center finally said, his voice resonant but cold. "I am Sira, and these are my colleagues, TIV and Nara. We are here to evaluate human methodologies." The emphasis on evaluate sent a chill through Mila. The meeting progressed stiffly, with Sira, TIV, and Nara often whispering among themselves in their silvery tongue, leaving Mila feeling more like an outsider than a team leader. Their lack of interest in human perspectives was palpable, dismissing her suggestions with curt nods and thinly veiled condescension. Feeling increasingly isolated, Mila retreated into her work, hoping her dedication would eventually win them over. But the days turned into weeks, and the alienation only deepened. The Zeltronians worked in their insular trio, often bypassing her indecisions. One particularly gloomy evening, as Mila was drowning in reports and the sky outside her window swirled with neon-lit rain, a message popped up on her communicator. It was from John, a human colleague from another department, inviting her to join a few others at a local cafe. Hesitant but desperate for friendly interaction, Mila accepted. The cafe was a warm, inviting space with walls lined with books and plants that thrived under soft, ambient light. John, with his easy smile and open demeanor, waved her over to a table where 2 other humans sat. "Mila, glad you could make it," John said, pulling out a chair for her. "Meet Laura and Tom." The evening unfolded with laughter and light conversation, a stark contrast to her daily grind. As Mila shared her struggles, she found sympathetic ears and encouraging words. John particularly seemed to understand her, offering not just support, but genuine interest in finding solutions together. For the first time in months, Mila felt a glimmer of hope. Perhaps, she thought, not all connections had to be interstellar to be meaningful. Sometimes, solace and understanding lay in human companionship, and maybe, just maybe, in something more. As the weeks melded into months, Mila's professional life grew increasingly dichotomous. In the office, her interactions with the Zeltronians remained strained, their cool efficiency ever a barrier to genuine teamwork. Yet outside work, her friendship with John deepened, providing her with a respite from the alienation she felt at her job. One brisk evening, as stars dotted the sky with their ancient light, Mila and John found themselves walking along the Neon Boulevard, a lively street famed for its blend of Earth and alien cultures. Food stalls emitted tantalizing aromas of both earthly and extraterrestrial cuisines, and the sound of a hybrid jazz band filled the air. "Have you ever considered why the Zeltronians act the way they do towards us?" John asked, handing Mila a steaming cup of a popular Martian drink known for its soothing properties. Mila sipped thoughtfully, her mind racing. "I think it's fear," she finally said. "They fear our unpredictability, our emotions. They're used to control and predictability, and humans, well, we're a bit messy." John nodded, his eyes reflecting the neon lights. "There's a theory," he continued, "that the best way to bridge a divide is to find a common challenge, something that neither side can solve alone. Perhaps that's what we need, a project that forces us to work together, to rely on each other." Mila considered this as they stopped to watch a street performer, an alien from a distant galaxy, juggling glowing orbs with a dexterity that mesmerized the crowd. The metaphor wasn't lost on her. Perhaps she too needed to keep several balls in the air to maintain harmony. The next day, inspired by her conversation with John, Mila proposed a new initiative during the morning meeting. "What if we combine our efforts on the interstellar communication network? Human creativity with Zeltronian technology could enhance the system's efficiency and user-friendliness," she suggested, her voice steady but hopeful. The Zeltronians exchanged glances, their eyes flashing with what Mila hoped was curiosity rather than disdain. Sira finally nodded. "It is an interesting proposal. We will consider it." Buoyed by this small concession, Mila worked tirelessly, drafting detailed plans and potential benefits. She included ideas for integrating human emotional insights with Zeltronian algorithms, hoping to appeal to both their love for innovation and her own species' intuitive strengths. Weeks of negotiation followed, where Mila often found herself mediating between human enthusiasm and Zeltronian caution. Gradually, walls began to lower. TIV and Nara started asking questions about human perspectives, their inquiries cautious but genuine. One late afternoon, as Mila was explaining a particularly tricky concept, she noticed Nara's eyes light up, a clear sign of understanding. "Your idea, it could work. It could enhance our efficiency by 33.7%, Nara admitted, a hint of respect creeping into her voice for the first time. Encouraged by these developing interactions, Mila invited her colleagues to join her and John at the Neon Boulevard for a casual outing. The night was vibrant, filled with the sounds and colors of a city that thrived on diversity. Over shared plates of galactic gumbo and Earth-style barbecue, the group found themselves laughing together, the barriers of species momentarily forgotten. As they parted ways, Sira turned to Mila, her expression softer than usual. "This evening was enlightening. Perhaps humans and Zeltronians have more in common than we assumed." Walking home under the starlit sky, Mila felt a flicker of hope stirring within her. Maybe, just maybe, this project could be the bridge between their worlds, a testament to the power of collaboration over conflict. And as she glanced at John, who walked beside her with a smile, she felt a warmth that had nothing to do with the starlight. The project began to take shape, melding human ingenuity with Zeltronian precision. Mila and her team were now regularly holing up in the lab, surrounded by holographic displays and buzzing equipment, their days marked by a symphony of clicking keyboards and the occasional shared laughter that had become less rare. It wasn't just a task anymore. It was a mission, a tangible connection being forged between two disparate cultures. As the integration of their work deepened, so did their understanding of each other. Mila noticed the subtle shifts first in Nara, who began to ask more about human culture, her inquiries no longer purely academic, but tinged with genuine interest. TIV followed, his earlier reserve giving way to a tentative camaraderie, especially after John introduced him to the ancient Earth game of chess, which fascinated him with its blend of strategy and psychological warfare. Sira, though still maintaining a veneer of detachment, began to engage more openly, her questions pointed and insightful, pushing the team towards solutions they might not have considered without her prodding. Mila appreciated this change, realizing that leadership sometimes came from fostering the right questions rather than providing all the answers. Their breakthrough came unexpectedly on a rainy Tuesday afternoon. The team had been troubleshooting an issue with the communication network's interface, which needed to be intuitive to users from hundreds of different cultural backgrounds. It was John who stumbled upon the solution, inspired by an ancient human art form, Mosaics. Why not create an interface that adapts to the user's cultural background? John suggested, pointing to a digital mosaic of Earth and Zeltron on the lab's main display. It could morph aesthetically and functionally depending on who's using it, much like a mosaic changes pattern based on perspective. The idea was revolutionary in its simplicity and elegance. It encapsulated the essence of both human adaptability and Zeltronian efficiency. With renewed vigor, the team set to work, each member contributing their unique perspective to refine the concept. Mila coordinated the efforts, ensuring that every suggestion was considered and integrated as feasible. As the prototype took shape, it became a symbol of their newfound unity. Testing the interface, they were thrilled to see it seamlessly adapt not only to different cultures, but also to individual preferences, learning and evolving with each interaction. The success of their project did not go unnoticed. Soon their office was buzzing with visitors from various departments and even other planets, all eager to see the innovation born from this unexpected collaboration. High-ranking officials from both Earth and Zeltron praised the project, and it wasn't long before Mila and her team were invited to present their work at the Galactic Integration Symposium, a prestigious annual event that drew scholars and innovators from across the galaxy. The day of the symposium arrived, and the team stood together on the stage, the bright lights of the auditorium gleaming off their diverse skins. Mila looked out over the crowd, her heart swelling with pride. Beside her, Sira caught her eye, offering a nod of respect that spoke volumes. Mila addressed the assembly, her voice clear and confident. "This project," she began, "is proof that our differences do not divide us, but rather enrich our collective potential. Together, we have created something that respects our individuality while celebrating our unity." The applause that followed was thunderous, echoing off the walls like a wave of approval. As it died down, John leaned over, his voice barely audible over the remaining claps. "You see, it was not just about making them work with us. It was about making us work with them, too." Mila smiled, realizing that the project had changed them all, not just professionally but personally. They had started as colleagues divided by species and ended as collaborators united by a shared vision. Whatever the future held, she knew this experience had transformed their approach to integration, setting a new precedent for how humanity and its galactic neighbors could coexist and thrive together. With the success of the symposium still fresh, the dynamics within the team continued to evolve. The project that had started as a professional requirement had now blossomed into a beacon of interspecies collaboration, drawing attention from far beyond the initial scope. The demand for their interface grew, as did the need for a dedicated team to handle its expansion and integration across different platforms and planetary systems. Mila found herself appointed as the director of the newly established Integration Technology Division, a role that both thrilled and intimidated her. She was responsible not just for the project, but also for fostering a culture of cooperation and innovation. Her team was expanded, bringing in new members from various species, each with unique talents and perspectives. Among the newcomers was Lix, a brilliant engineer from the amphibious species of Varuna. His expertise in bioadaptive technologies proved invaluable as they adapted the interface for aquatic environments, an area where previous attempts had failed. Working closely with Lix, Mila discovered the delicate balance of leadership involved in managing such a diverse team, where every decision had to be weighed for its cultural implications. Meanwhile, John took charge of the outreach program, traveling to different planets to demonstrate the interface's capabilities. His reports were filled with tales of intrigue and curiosity from alien societies, some of whom were skeptical of human intentions, but were eventually won over by the adaptability and respect for diversity embedded in their technology. As the months rolled by, the project faced several challenges. During one particularly tense week, A critical system update coincided with a solar flare storm, causing widespread disruptions. The team worked around the clock, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of computer screens, troubleshooting issues as they arose. It was during these moments of crisis that the strength of their bonds was truly tested. Nara stepped up during this crisis, her calm demeanor and quick thinking preventing a major setback. Her ability to navigate the complex network of their system under pressure was nothing short of miraculous. This incident brought her and Mila closer, and a mutual respect flourished between them, erasing any remnants of their initial friction. In the wake of the solar flare incident, Mila organized a series of workshops focusing on crisis management and adaptive technologies, which were broadcasted live across multiple planets. These sessions were not only educational, but also served to showcase the robustness and resilience of their project under real-world conditions. Amidst the whirlwind of activities, Mila received an unexpected message from an old academic mentor, Professor Hiram, who had followed her career with interest. He invited her to lecture at the prestigious Galactic Academy, an opportunity that would allow her to share her insights and learn from some of the brightest minds in the galaxy. At the Academy, Mila delivered a compelling lecture on the socio-technical integration of galactic technologies, emphasizing the importance of cultural sensitivity in tech design. The response was overwhelmingly positive, with students and faculty alike engaging in spirited discussions long after her talk ended. The lecture circuit opened new avenues for collaboration, and soon, Mila was not just a project leader, but a thought leader in the field of interstellar technology integration. Her influence helped shape policies and protocols that would be used by future projects aiming to blend diverse technological and cultural landscapes. As Mila continued to navigate her growing responsibilities, she found herself reflecting on the journey her team had undertaken. They had transformed from a group of cautious co-workers into pioneers of a new frontier in galactic integration. Each challenge they faced together had strengthened their resolve and deepened their commitment to their shared mission. As Mila looked ahead, she knew there were still many hurdles to overcome. But with her team by her side, she felt prepared to face whatever the future might bring. Their success was a testament to the power of unity and diversity, a principle that she hoped would continue to guide them as they worked towards a more integrated galaxy. The wave of success brought not only accolades, but also a myriad of complex challenges that needed creative solutions. As the Integration Technology Division expanded, Mila had to navigate the complexities of managing a rapidly growing team whose members hailed from a plethora of planetary systems, each with its unique cultural norms and technological capabilities. During a strategic planning session, an urgent issue was brought to Mila's attention. The interface, though robust in its design, struggled under the massive influx of users from the more technologically primitive planets, whose infrastructures couldn't handle the advanced algorithms. The session was tense, with several new members expressing frustration over what they saw as an oversight. Mila listened intently, realizing that this was more than a technical glitch. It was a significant oversight in their scalability plans. She proposed a subdivision dedicated to adapting the technology for less advanced civilizations, ensuring that the division's efforts were truly inclusive. This move not only solved the problem, but also reinforced the division's commitment to universal accessibility. Sira, who had grown into a key strategist for the team, suggested deploying a series of diagnostic tools to these planets, which would assess their technological capacity and provide data-driven insights into how best to integrate them without overwhelming their systems. Her plan was met with enthusiastic approval, and a small task force was dispatched to oversee its implementation. Meanwhile, Mila faced another, more personal challenge. The news of their success had reached her home planet, where her early mentors and peers expressed a mix of pride and skepticism. Some felt that her rapid rise might detach her from the ground realities of their world. Feeling the weight of these expectations, Mila decided to return home for a brief visit, hoping to reconnect with her roots and dispel any doubts about her commitment to her origins. Back home, Mila was welcomed with warmth and a hint of awe. She took the opportunity to engage with local tech schools, delivering talks and participating in workshops. Her presence was a beacon of inspiration for many young aspirants, and she found herself reinvigorated by their passion and ingenuity. It reminded her why she had embarked on this path in the first place. Returning to Capital City with renewed vigor, Mila brought back a plethora of ideas from her planet's budding tech community, eager to integrate these into her division's projects. Her team was inspired by her approach, and their innovation pipeline swelled with new concepts and approaches. In the midst of these developments, an unexpected invitation arrived from the Intergalactic Council, a governing body that oversaw diplomatic and technological exchanges between galaxies. They requested Mila to present her team's work as a model for intergalactic cooperation. This was a monumental opportunity, one that could set a precedent for future collaborations across galaxies. Preparing for the council meeting, Mila and her team worked tirelessly to compile their findings, challenges, and solutions into a comprehensive presentation. They included case studies, user testimonials, and detailed analytics that illustrated the profound impact of their work. The day of the presentation arrived, and the council chamber was filled with representatives from across the galaxies, each curious to see how a team from Earth had managed to successfully bridge such vast cultural and technological divides. Mila stood before them, not just as a project leader, but as a symbol of potential universal harmony. As she spoke, her words resonated across the chamber, her vision for a connected universe clearer than ever. The council listened intently, their expressions shifting from curiosity to admiration. The session ended with a standing ovation, a rare occurrence in the typically stoic council meetings. The success at the council meeting heralded a new era for Mila and her team. They had not only created a successful product, but had also crafted a roadmap for future intergalactic endeavors. The implications were enormous, and as they stepped out of the council chamber, they knew that their work was far from over. The next phase of their mission would involve even greater challenges, but with their track record, they were more than ready to take them on. As Mila's team returned from the Intergalactic Council, there was a palpable shift in their demeanor, a mix of triumph and the sobering realization of the enormous responsibilities their success had placed upon their shoulders. With the Council's endorsement, their project was set to become a cornerstone in the blueprint for intergalactic integration, influencing policies and technologies across numerous galaxies. Amid the whirl of activity that followed, Mila took a moment to reflect on the transformative journey her team had undertaken. They had grown from a small group of tentative collaborators to a powerhouse of innovation and unity. Yet, as the scale of their work expanded, so did the complexity of the challenges they faced. Each new achievement brought with it a new set of expectations, and the need for continuous innovation became the team's rallying cry. The first of these new challenges was the establishment of the Universal Integration Hub, a vast network of servers and relay stations designed to handle intergalactic data transfer and communication. It was an ambitious project, requiring unprecedented coordination of resources and expertise from various planetary systems. Mila was at the forefront, orchestrating the logistics and technological deployments necessary to ensure seamless integration. As the hub began to take shape, Mila initiated a series of training programs for local operatives on each planet, ensuring that the technology was not only accessible, but also operable by the indigenous populations. This effort was crucial in fostering a sense of ownership and participation among the diverse planetary communities, reinforcing the project's foundational goal of inclusivity. Meanwhile, John, who had taken a keen interest in the socio-cultural aspects of their work, led a delegation to several newly integrated planets. His goal was to facilitate cultural exchange programs, helping to ease the tensions and mistrust that sometimes surfaced with the introduction of new technologies. His reports, filled with stories of challenges and breakthroughs, were a testament to the importance of their ongoing efforts to blend technology with respectful cultural engagement. During one particularly challenging deployment on a remote planet, where the local technology was rudimentary at best, Mila and her team encountered significant resistance. The locals were wary of the advanced technology, perceiving it as a potential threat to their way of life. It took weeks of negotiations, demonstrations, and numerous culturally sensitive adjustments to the interface before the community leaders finally endorsed the project. This experience was a profound lesson for Mila and her team. It highlighted the critical importance of empathy and respect in their approach to universal integration. It wasn't just about providing technology, it was about understanding the needs and fears of each community they worked with. As the Universal Integration Hub neared completion, the team gathered to celebrate their progress. The hub wasn't just a feat of engineering, it was a symbol of unity and cooperation, a physical manifestation of their vision for a more connected universe. Looking around at her team, Mila felt an overwhelming sense of pride. Each member, regardless of their origin, had contributed something unique to this venture. Their diversity, once a source of uncertainty, had become their greatest strength. The celebration was bittersweet, however. They all knew that the real work was just beginning. The hub, while operational, would need constant updates and monitoring. New challenges would emerge as more planets were integrated, and the landscape of intergalactic relations would undoubtedly evolve. As they prepared to return to their respective assignments, Mila addressed her team with a calm determination. What we've built together is more than technology. It's a bridge between worlds, cultures, and hearts. Let's continue to be the custodians of this bridge, guarding it not just with our skills, but with our integrity. With a renewed sense of purpose, the team dispersed, ready to tackle the next phase of their mission. For Mila, the end of this project was just the beginning of another chapter in her commitment to fostering a universe where technology served not just to connect, but to unite. As she looked up at the stars, she knew that the potential for their work was as limitless as the cosmos itself.